You're not. I just want you to record in case we say
something like we did last time.
Because we can't recreate that.
That's true.
I'm prepared today, though. I'm prepared.
Are you? What did you bring to the session? What's the class discussing today? You watched
a list.
You watched?
I bought a list.
You bought a list?
I bought a list and I watched the list.
What was
everything you told me to watch? I watched.
Oh, I was
and then I watched more of things you didn't tell me to watch. I am prepared. I'm ready. You name it, and I watched it. It was in the past week, and it was like
I'm glad you're prepared because I'm not. I didn't. I mean, I have like topics to discuss, but music video wise, I was sending you things randomly, and I was like, check this out.
Well, I have you covered, or the people covered. I mean, I guess. I just feel like I'm up to date. I listened to some albums, I watched some new things, and I watched the suggested that you told me about, as well as some albums. Like one or two albums. No, I don't know. We'll get into it. We'll cross that road when we get there. So we could just start the episode.
Okay, give me a second because I started selling some of my K-pop merch and I got people buying 17 items from me left and right.
Mine came really fast.
I'm glad. It said like 2 to 3 days and I was like, oh sweet. But I wasn't super worried about it.
That was really fast. I sent it to my sister's place. So I didn't physically like hold them yet. I'm pretty sure majority of them are going to Camilla for her birthday, which is like October. But you know, you can never be too early with preparing for birthday.
Right?
But my sister called and she was like, you have a package here. And I was like, Kennedy's hoodie I bought her. And she was like, no, it's flat. And I was like, what?
It's flat.
And she was like, it's from Reina? And I was like, oh, the K-pop albums. Oh, okay.
That's really funny that she said it was flat because I struggled so hard to get those 2 albums into that like padded little envelope.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I measured this. It's supposed to fit, but I didn't account for like the padding inside. And I was like trying to shove them into it without shoving. Well, that's what I was like arguing with the package, and Jeremy's sitting at his computer and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, they won't go in. You have to go to Lacey. I was really mad at the package. I was like, you are going in here. I do not care what happens, but you are going to fit.
Well, if you're trying to do another FaceTime, I will buy 2 albums.
You'll buy 2? Okay. You said you would last time, but you didn't say how many, so I just was like, okay, I'll write her name down. But I am trying to do another call, so
I'm prepared this
time. You're prepared. I will make a note of it.
It would be.
Does she have a bias?
In Monsta X, we both love Wonho, so that doesn't. I mean, that counts. I still think he's part of the group. Whatever.
It counts. It's just not gonna get you any of the merch.
No. When it comes to, I don't think she has. She never really said anything. I think she likes everybody.
What about you, Shonu Changkyun?
Oh God. It's really hard because they're all great. Like, I will say right now,
I feel like for you,
I am.
Okay. I had I am vibes, but I was gonna say I feel like it changes every comeback depending on like the teasers and the vibe.
I am's been doing something lately. I don't have an answer for that, but it's definitely I am.
Okay.
Your man has been killing it with those teaser pictures.
Everyone has gotten progressively worse from my mental state.
I was like, yeesh.
So the first teasers dropped, and I was like, yay, suit concept again. And I was all for it. I was like, man, he looks so good. This is great. We're gonna have suits again. Juhan looks amazing. And then the second teaser dropped, and I was like, okay, so we're like stealing things, giving off Green Beret mafia vibes, like we're gonna take money, because the concept is, or the title song is called Gambler. So everybody's saying like the theme is probably gambling. So I'm thinking like, okay, second teasers, he's got the like vest on and the baggy pants, and I'm like, man, they're laundering money out of a hotel or something. They've been doing some gambling. And then the third teaser drops, and we've got just like thighs.
I mean,
and the
golly,
and the spread, and I was like, I texted Robbie at like 7 a.m. I'm like, I got issues.
I could see he looked really, really good.
He
I
does.
was like,
that last,
right, you knew
that
the assignment,
teaser, right? He knew the assignment, and he went above and beyond. That teaser though has the highest views so far and likes so far, or not views, but it has the highest likes on Instagram. So I'm very proud of him. I don't know.
And the group shots were, oh
yeah,
my god,
I know.
Can you imagine getting on the plane and you're just like, okay, your seat is towards the back, so you got to walk through all this. There's got to be another way to walk back there. It can't be this way.
Can I exchange flight tickets, please?
I would like to not.
Okay, shall we get into it? I don't know what today's episode is officially.
I'll figure it out. Yeah,
we'll figure it out. Just random yelling about the Monsta X teasers.
That's
pretty
works.
Much. Yeah, that works. We'll still include this part. So, but we should do our little spiel and say hi.
Well, you obviously do better, so you can start.
I can guide you along.
I'm good with the vibes following that.
Okay. Hello, everybody. We are back for another episode of Yelling About Monsta X.
Woohoo!
Not really, but we'll yell a little bit. This is Bingu Choom and K-pop tunes, though, and I am Choom, also known as Reina.
And I'm Bingu, also known as Lacey.
And this is episode 15, I think.
Hopefully. It's an episode.
Sure. It's an episode, and a lot has been happening. There's a lot of comebacks coming up in like the next month, so that's what we started talking about, was Monsta X's comeback, because I'm trying for a fan call again with Juhan, and teasers have been dropping left and right, and as of the day this is recorded, the last set of teasers are set to drop. Yeah, not like today our time.
Oh, today their time.
Yeah, so like 2 a.m. our time.
Oh, I'm
4 a.m. your
you
time.
Can be up if you want.
No, I'm going to sleep too. I'm
okay.
tired. Today's been a tiring day. The hotel had 80 checkouts. I'm going to bed early.
So, as we always state, we are just two fans enjoying the K-pop world and Korean culture. And if there's anything we ever say that's just not accurate, just know we're trying our best. And if we make a mistake, we will fix that mistake. We're just here having a good time, and you're here to have a good time. So let's just have a good time together.
We're all here to have a good time.
And let's get into it. I want to start by,
Okay. Lacey apparently brought materials to the class today.
It's not much. It's like...
She was very excited, though, so we're not going to put her down for that. We're going to let her go.
So I listened to the stuff you suggested I watch, like the music videos and stuff. And I just wanted to go over that first before going into music videos that were released this week. That's all I know. I just know it was it's been released in the past week. So anyway, highlight, not the end. That music video was very pretty. I would say a lot of these were pretty typical for music videos. Nothing crazy, but highlight was really pretty. Our boy looked really good in that music video with the sheer top. I don't have any other words to say other than he was front and center for a reason and in the tub for the reason. It was...
I got through all of that music video, though, and the tub just blindsided me. I was like,
Really? It was the
yeah.
sheer top for me. I was like, oh.
Well, I saw the sheer top and I had a moment of, oh, but then like when it got to the tub, I was like, oh, okay, this escalated in a direction I wasn't expecting. Because like the sheer top, it was still like the pretty white
It
backdrop
was
and like
it was a little
the pretty
pop.
tree. It was still
It's
like,
like
it was like still pretty, but it was like, hey, I'm gonna draw some attention over here. And then all of a sudden we got to the bathtub and I was like,
he
okay.
looked really good.
He
They
did,
all
they
looked they
they
all looked
all
really
do.
good.
They all do. Yosub still has his little round like
Literally.
face.
I said the same thing.
He's like handsome, but he's still so cute.
He still looks cute to me.
He
Like,
still looks really cute.
all respect, still cute. That's all I have to say about that music video. It's not a favorite song for me, but it's always nice to see the boys.
Yeah, definitely not a favorite for me either, but it still had like that new sound that they've adopted since branching off from Cube, so it was nice to like hear that because it really fits going into the summer for K-pop.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly I was just excited because like I think they're all back from military service now. I don't think anybody left in the group has to do military service, and so that was their first comeback as a group and I was like, yeah, highlight.
I'm proud of them. But the next one, I watched the music video with B.I, Destiny Rogers, and Tyler Yahweh. I think that's how you say his name. I really hope so. Got it like that. It was not bad. It was a pretty good music video. It was very like straight to the point, featured all the artists, and it was kind of catchy.
It was catchy. That was one thing that stood out to me about the song was with the feature of 2 American artists. I was kind of worried, but then it got to his part, BI's part, and I was like, dang, this is really catchy. And then it got to the end of the song and I was like, I want to listen to that again.
Yeah, it was really good. Even when Destiny, I mean, she started it, and I was like, this is really cute.
Yeah, she has a really cute voice and like a nice voice, and it wasn't overly exaggerated for, I feel like, a female hip hop artist.
She has that voice that's really popular right now, though.
That's true.
That's the vibe we're in right now, and she nailed it. So good for her. She didn't sound bad. Nobody sounded bad. And it was a lot of lens glare and soft lighting, editorial looks.
Yeah, and they had to do that because obviously he's in Korea and they're in the States. So they had to make it all like fit together. And I think they did a good job of that because if you didn't know with COVID going on that everything's locked down pretty much still for the most part, I feel like you would have thought maybe they all just got together somewhere and filmed all of this and like we're sitting at the same table discussing the ideas.
Oh, they fooled me.
They did a good job.
All about that.
It was also nice to hear BI's voice again and then him doing, was it the singing or rapping? I don't actually remember the specifics, but like the English portion of it, I was like, oh. And then he went into a little bit of Korean and I was like, oh, yeah.
Okay. I see you.
It was nice, and I missed him, and he has an actual comeback. He's been, if you keep an eye on YouTube, releasing film teaser things.
Really? Well, I'm excited for him because I would just like to see that.
Same, and I'm still very salty at YG over what happened with him. So
I think we all.
I know, but it was, for me, it was like, okay, Wonho happened, and Monsta X is my old group, and so that was one thing. But then the BI thing happened, and he's my bias and icon, and so that was a whole other thing. And I was like, you know what?
You know what's crazy? The other day on TikTok, this girl was talking about, your best friend and how she's like involved in all these scandals. And there's still people that don't know about her. But it's just, I feel like we could just make a whole episode about this girl
her.
and how, why do people, my question is like, how are people still interacting with her? That's my question.
Yeah, I don't know either. And why are they choosing to?
That's my question.
Especially the people in Korea, like they have to know they're in Korea. And like a lot of this, maybe it doesn't trend nationally, but within the entertainment industry, you have to hear things like this. You have to know her.
You
You have to
have to
know
know
what
her.
she's done to other people. And so I'm just like, why do you associate?
Like, when you're involved in all these big scandals, like, what? I just have questions. Like, how do you, who, I have questions. That's it. I just have questions. How, come on.
I wish
Come
I
on.
wish people were smarter.
Yeah, but it probably just honestly proves how manipulative she is.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're not going to get into that. I just wanted to bring that up because someone on TikTok was talking about it, and I was like, it was just crazy. Anyway, One Us, Black Mirror. I watched that. It did give Michael Jackson vibes. It seems like the past few months, people have been getting inspiration from Michael Jackson because Baekhyun did something in a music video with Bambi, and that was giving me the same vibes. And I feel like another group did. I would say Tame. But I just saw the consistency. But it was cute. It was a good music video. They had a lot of good cuts and edits going on. Black Mirror seems like a song that's gonna grow on me.
It definitely was a song that grew on me. I was more of a fan of the music video upon first listen and watch, just because of, like you said, the cuts that they had, and then the use of mirror like in the music video from the title, and then the outfits all looked really good. So visually I liked it a lot better, but the song, the first listen, I was like, this doesn't sound like One Us, or like the One Us that I grew to like. And when I say that, I mean like their songs like Valkyrie and Twilight that they debuted with. Those kind of songs gave me, well, like I told you before, like many episodes ago, it gave me like really old Shiny vibes. And so that's what I really liked or like about them, is they sound very old school while making it modern, and also giving that like fantasy twist to a lot of their, not just music, but also their music videos. And Black Mirror, I like played it and I was like, this isn't the sound that I was expecting. And it wasn't like a bad thing. It's just I came to be so used to a certain sound and aesthetic and vibe coming from One Us that when I pressed play for this, I was like, okay, wait, hold up. This is not what I signed up for. But it grew on me. I think the first week that it was out, I ended up having it stuck in my head randomly a few days later, and I hadn't listened to it but maybe 2 times, and I was like, okay, I guess this means the song left an impression.
It wasn't bad. It's not, I don't see me putting it on my playlist. That's but fair. I will say I probably prefer No Diggity.
Yeah,
more.
No Diggity was really good.
It was good.
There was a song on the album, though, that I immediately, one of their B-sides for this album, that I was immediately like, yes, this is it. This is the sound that I like from One Us. And it was just an instant like. So if you do have a chance to listen to the mini album, that's really good too.
I will add it on my list.
It's called
I'll
Binary
probably
Code.
listen to it tomorrow. Okay. And then the last one that you told me to watch was, I don't know how to pronounce this group's name.
Oh,
Enhypen?
I think it's
Enhypen?
I think it's Enhypen.
And
I think it's
Enhypen. Yes, I'm reading the Korean. I'm literally reading
I'm
the
pretty
Korean
sure it's
characters
Enhypen because
you can't be.
their like logo is EN and then literally hyphen, a hyphen sign. So I'm pretty sure it's Enhypen.
Oh. I did not see that anywhere.
Oh, now you know.
Well, anyway, I don't care. Anyway, I watched their music video Drunk Days, and many questions, no answers. It reminds me of, back in the day when music videos really didn't make any sense. And I was okay with that, I got a little bit of flashbacks for some old music videos, but this didn't make any sense to me. It just seemed like they had a supernatural theme going on, and they wanted cool effects and blood, and that's what they got. And I'm okay.
It wasn't bad, though. I will say that. Like,
no, it wasn't.
Of all of the ways they could have meshed together all of those supernatural just concepts, it came out really well, even though it was really confusing at the end.
Yeah,
video.
I'm gonna let it go. Well, you know what I will say, like, generally. Okay,
you say yours first.
I just need I need everybody to calm down with the CGI. That is what I have to say. Generally, this is what I want to say. I'm not even done talking about the music videos I watched, but you tone it back. It really takes me out of the video when your CGI is CGI and it's weird. That's my mom calling. Calm down. Use it tastefully. That's all I want to say. That's it. That's literally it. I've just seen so many CGI and it's a lot. It's a lot.
I am curious though if anybody has any theories for this music video, simply because like as we discussed, the music video itself was a trip, but the only thing that I got from it at the end was when they were all like passed out at the end of the party, and the scene before that where the blood was like just pouring from the walls and the ceiling.
Pouring from the
Well,
walls.
okay, Lacey, we got it.
I just wanted to say it.
I'm just curious though, does that I know. I'm just curious though, does that mean, because at the start of the music video it seemed like they were werewolves, but then there was one boy, I think his name is Sunu. He was a vampire, I think, because he was walking around with some blood in a glass, but then somebody like teleported in to the party. So I'm just wondering,
That's not vampire?
do vampires teleport?
They do that. That's like
I think it was a different
stereotype.
Boy, dude. What if teleporting vampires? Twilight vampires
they move
teleport?
really fast.
Okay, they move.
Really
Okay,
fast?
yeah, they move really fast. Maybe he moved really fast. I'm not about to go back and watch that.
He's not teleporting.
I thought he teleported. He looked like he just appeared. I'm not going back and watching that.
He was really fast. Okay. He was super fast, and it was so fast that he was invisible.
Okay,
I'm just telling you.
Okay. As I said, though,
I've watched
I'm
Twilight.
wondering.
I know what's going on.
I mean, I watched it too, but I much more appreciated the CGI in this music video than that movie. Moving on, though, I'm just wondering, does that mean that they've devoured everyone at the party? Did they set up the party as like a meal party for them? I don't even know what to call it. Or like a sacrifice to that woman. And then I'm wondering, is the woman that they made the sacrifice to the same girl that rang the doorbell? Or did that doorbell ringing girl who picked up the invitation at the bus stop just happen to get lucky and miss this whole thing?
I think you need to just let it go. Because it's too much happening for you to even... It's just let it go. Like...
I'm curious.
Just let it go.
Okay.
Because there's too many plots going on. Okay. There was just too many plots going on.
Okay, but if anybody has theories, they can still send them, because this music video, theory-wise, there was a supernatural, like, backstory to it, so I was actually a little bit more like, what happened, in comparison to, like, trying to follow Ateez and BTS's storylines. That's too much for me.
The moment that, I don't know, after, like, a minute and 30 seconds in, I was just like, I'm not gonna understand this, so I'm just here for a ride.
And it was a ride. But you liked the song, right? You said it was catchy.
It was good. It was a good song.
I've pretty much had it on repeat inconsistently, like not on repeat just forever. I've stopped and listened to other things, but I've pretty much had it on repeat since I sent the message for you to listen to it. Yeah. I was just trying to catch up on K-pop, and I got to that song and I was like, dang, I missed out when this comeback happened, because this is a really good song.
Well, speaking of, I like the song. It doesn't matter what you guys think, because I like it. Wonho finally came out with Ain't About You music video. That was a cute video. And he looked good. And he had a bathtub scene, too.
Yeah, I know he had a bathtub scene.
It came out of nowhere for me.
I actually haven't watched the music video.
It's pretty...
Yeah, like,
I mean, it's nothing
bathtub's
crazy
coming out of nowhere. I didn't think so. I've seen, like, clips of it and, like, gifs of it, so I kind of know what it is and what's going on. I just haven't had a chance to listen or like watch it, but I've listened to the song and I do like the song.
Yeah, just wanted to give that a shout out since I just went ahead and watched it. I watched NCT's Hot Sauce music video because I listened to their album over the weekend, and that was, I don't know if you can hear this train, I want hot sauce. I don't know, like, they loved it. I love hot sauce. Seemed like everybody in the group loved it. I don't know if hot sauce is a code word for something else.
I don't know either.
But I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to question it. I'm here for the vibes. It was nice and poppy and bright. Everything I wanted in the video. And at first I didn't really care for the song, but I kind of like it. I kind of really like that song. Have you listened to it?
I have not. I have not listened and I have not watched. I tend to push NCT things back for quite a while because I feel like they're always doing something. And so since they're always active and I'm like exposed to other things that they're doing, I'm like, "Oh, I'll get to the music video later. Oh, I'll get to the music video later." And then it's like 3 months later and I'm like, "Oh, crap. I have 5 music videos to watch for like 3 different subunits."
It was cute. Like you're not. I don't think you're missing anything, but it's a happening song.
It's on my list. I just haven't
Everybody's
made it that
talking about
far.
it.
I know they are. I haven't made it that
Everybody is
far in
talking about
my
it.
No, yeah, I know they are. I just haven't made it that far in my catching up on K-pop, and I'm trying to do it in order so, like, I don't miss anything. So I just haven't made it that far yet, so I will listen to it. And I've seen stages for it, and the stages look really good. I haven't watched the stages, but I've seen, like, photos and stuff of the stages, and Hey Chan, if I say that rightly or correctly. What's
I
English?
mean, I don't know the groups like that. I'm just happy for
The
them.
boy that hits the high notes really well.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
bias, and he looks really good in the stages.
He
That's
looks
all I can say.
Listen, they all looked good in the music video, so I can say that he looked good in the music video.
Do you at least know who Mark is?
No. I
No.
don't li- I no. I'm going to have to like actually learn. Like I'm not that involved enough to know them
You'll
by
have to
face and
text
name.
Robbie and ask her to teach you
Oh
Mark
Lord.
at
Well,
least.
mhm.
I
I'll do that.
think you'll like him. He's a walking meme.
I
Very
feel like you've
very
talked about him
very
before.
relatable.
Okay. I'll ask her about it.
He's
And
Canadian, very relatable, and a walking meme. And he's not Kevin Moon from The Boys.
I
That's
wonder if I've seen his stuff on TikTok. I probably have.
you probably have.
I don't know. I probably have. Anyway, remember the group aespa?
Espa, yes, I listened to their song.
aespa. It's really
It
good.
is really good. I was wondering what you were gonna think of it, and I was like, no, I don't want to text her just yet. It is really good though. Even that random like insert in the song.
No, the random insert did it for me. That was it. I was like, this is really good. I wish this was longer.
That random insert threw me off just because of the way the song was going up until that point. But then after I listened to it like 2 more times, I liked it the first listen through, but then after I listened to it 2 more times, I was like,
It was better.
yeah, it was just it got so
Mhm.
much better. And then I'm super addicted to the choreography. I've been watching like everything that they've dropped so far of like anything related to dancing because I really love that arm move that I don't know what it is about it, but I'm just like, that looks good.
This was when CGI was used really nicely.
Yeah, and I actually enjoyed how much use of the avatars they had this time. I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
My
Yes.
complaint last time was I felt like there was not enough of them. I felt like there was
Mm-mm.
a good amount of them this time, and I really liked that the way they like switched when they were
Mm-hmm.
dancing. I thought that was really cool.
There's one member in her avatar. They mixed together so well. And I was like, wow, that was really smooth. Like the way that it's because they look similar. They have like the similar hairstyle. It was like long black
It's
hair. I just
probably
know
Karina and I don't know her avatar.
it's Karina. I thought Karina was the one with like, I don't know.
She's the
I
one
don't know.
with really dark hair.
Whoever, I mean, that was great.
Yeah, it
The
was
music
really
video
good.
was really cute, and the song, it was really good. It was a really good song. I was very pleasantly surprised.
I was surprised and also not because well, I can't even say if I was surprised or not just because Black Mamba ended up growing on me after time. And so I was when they started teasing that they were coming back, I actually got a little bit excited. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be really good." But then I kind of had doubts still cuz I was like, "Okay, well, their concept is a lot different than what SM is used to, and SM has a habit of releasing these wild concepts and then like it falling through. And so I was like, what's gonna happen? But the teaser pictures started dropping, and I was like, dang, they look really good. I'm trying not to get too excited, but I'm pretty excited. The song just ended up being awesome. I first listened, I was like, yes, this is great.
It was definitely a good song. I don't know. I wasn't really. I didn't really have any like expectations for them. I was just like, they just need time, so it didn't really matter to me. Like their first music video, I mean, try not to put pressure on groups for their first music videos. It's either a hit or a miss, and it was a miss for me. But this was really good, and I like the concept. But if they get rid of it, it's not gonna be an issue because it's not anything insane like elements.
I don't know if they are concept wise going to though, just because they released for this comeback. Some of the teasers were like little films about their world with the AIs and how the AIs and them are connected, which was pretty. I watched it all the way through and I was like, oh, this is kind of cute. And then in an interview recently, I had overheard. Well, I didn't hear it, but I read somewhere that they apparently, in comparison to like EXO and NCT, who were just like, yeah, this is our concept, whatever. SM made sure that they knew their concept like the back of their hand and like their world like the back of their hand, so they're actually really familiar with like what aespa is, essentially, if that makes sense.
No, that's good. I would hope so.
I would hope so too, since they're paying money for the CGI and,
Yeah.
and for those AIs to be like animated. I would hope so as well.
Mm-hmm. Not waste your money anywhere. So 2 music videos left. Can you guess which one of them is? Well, you could guess which one of them is actually, but
well, you yelled at me about butter today, so
well, we're not talking about them yet. They're last.
Okay.
The next one we're talking about is Advice with Taemin. Did you watch that one?
I have not.
He
no.
was great as always. It was a really. I don't think the song is for me, honestly. But
he
the
did
whole
great.
music video was really nice. Yeah,
I saw
a lot
Taemin
and his dancing.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people that were just like, I can't believe he's dropping this and leaving this with us and then going to the army. And I was like, whoops.
What do you mean you can't believe it? He has to end it with
well, yeah, well, that's I guess what they're upset about. They're like, this is too much of a bang. We need more. How can he do this to us?
What you guys can do is that you can listen to all those albums and watch all those music videos
over and over
and over again. And it's gonna be okay, guys. Like I got through it. Jungkook is out. He's out. Freedom. He's out, y'all. And he looks the same. Nothing's really changed. But it is going to be different for people because Taemin is definitely active.
Yeah, he is.
As an artist. But give that music video a watch.
I will. Like I said, that
CGI in that one was questionable.
Questionable.
It was questionable to me. The car crashing and the glass looked fake.
Oh god.
That's why I say to use it tastefully. Use the CGI tastefully, guys. You don't need it. Sometimes you don't even need it.
Just grab a hammer and make sure no one's in there and just break the glass yourself.
How did y'all do it before? How did we do this stuff before?
Literally like that. Get a hammer and break it.
Like we've done this stuff before. But anyway, that's it for Taemin. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say. It was great. It was a great video.
I'll watch it. It came out recently though, so that one is definitely one that I haven't gotten to, just on my list of going in order or attempting to go in order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the month of May, so I'll be there soon.
It's okay.
I'll be there soon.
It's okay. And last, we're going to talk about BTS's new video, Butter. And I've already talked to Rachel about this. Rachel was upset.
I saw you guys tweeting, and she was really mad.
Oh, she was upset. Like,
I haven't.
we were both upset.
I haven't seen
First of
her.
all,
I haven't seen her that. I don't even know what the like avid about something in ages though. So I was like, dang, Rachel's really mad.
it's because she's been. I feel like we're on the same page with BTS. Like,
Well, I think all of us. I think all of us are.
yeah. First of all, I did not like the song.
I
I try
didn't.
to give. I try to give songs at the most. I'm being really nice if I'm trying to give you a minute, 1 minute. But at the 30-second mark, if I'm not feeling it, it's a dud for me.
I
And
think
the
30
whole thing was
seconds
a
is
dud.
where I think 30 seconds is where I gave up because it got to Jin's part. Everything before Jin's part, I was like, okay, this is kind of catchy, kind of old school funky, same vibes as Dynamite, but it's kind of catchy. And then it got to Jin's part and
Yeah,
went
I
into
was gonna say you're being real nice right now.
and then it got to Jin's part and it went into the chorus and I was like, I'm done.
The moment it started, I was like, really? Another Dynamite?
That's literally
I
what
didn't
it
even
is.
care
And
for
I know
Dynamite.
I hated Dynamite. I'm probably gonna
I
get
just
slacked for that.
it's because it's because they're marketing
To the American audience.
towards Americans. And I'm just like, this is not. Do y'all even like this? That's my question for the group.
Yeah.
Do y'all even like this?
Well, this is one thing.
And
I don't know if you remember Jasmine. She's on Twitter and she's a was a BTS stan. She's a friend that we all like used to talk to kind of on Tumblr and we just migrated over. And one thing that her and I were discussing like months ago is the reason that we liked BTS is because their music, it didn't have to stay like dark even when it was in the era of like Save Me, for example, they were still telling stories about like real life issues and problems and things you could relate to. And it didn't have to be like bad, like depressing stories of like going through troubles, but it was music that you could connect to. And I just haven't gotten that from them lately anymore. And I don't think any of the lyrics have any sort of meaning anymore. And the sound of their music just makes me, like you said, wonder like, are they enjoying it anymore?
I feel like I've asked this question before when we've talked about BTS. And me and Rachel's discussion, my first question is just how do the rappers feel? How do you guys feel? How do you feel? And it even goes towards the group because I'm going back to TikTok. I almost lost it because someone on TikTok was just like, oh my gosh, underrated album, Dark and Wild. And I was like, Dark and Wild is an underrated album to you?
The heck?
Dark and Wild is a Dark and Wild?
That was peak.
One of the best albums.
Yeah, that was peak BTS era.
The album. What are you talking about, right? That's just how you know how many just how large the fandom is. But I was like, wow, you really just said Dark and Wild was like underappreciated. And it makes me also wonder, how do the fans feel newer fans feel listening to the older stuff, because it's so different. And BTS did what they wanted. They created music that they wanted. And it just doesn't feel like they have that freedom
anymore
to me. And I felt like that since, oh my God, how long have I felt like that? Let me pull up their albums. The moment Love Yourself dropped, I was just like, I don't know about this. Or Map of the Soul. That's when I started noticing the change.
Trying to find. I think it's the same for me with Love Yourself. I think that's when I started to notice the change too, because I think that was the last full album that I actually fairly liked fully through, and then after that it just started to fall off.
It's just wild to me, just how I just want to know how they feel. That's my only gripe, if it's a gripe. Not really. Like, this song Butter was just not, the music video was okay. It was just okay. I just don't. If they were to do another tour, I would have to ask what's going to be on this tour.
Yeah, what's on the set list?
Because if it's like the last 3 albums, I don't want to go. That sucks.
Yeah.
That freaking sucks. Like, how do y'all feel?
That's Lacey's main question.
It is, and I always question that with BTS.
Yeah, no, especially seeing the stuff that they released lately, I
I
wonder too, like, is this something that, are you guys still enjoying this? Is this something that you're still wanting to do?
like Yoongi. How do you feel? I know you don't feel good.
Yeah.
Just the rappers, like,
Well, because
in Butter with that, even what was that? I just don't even have the words for it. Like, they just threw in the rap and it wasn't even good. It just seemed like a song for Americans, and I don't want it.
yeah.
I still love them. I just
Yeah, that is one thing. I can still say that I love them. I'm just not a fan of their music anymore.
no, and that's sad.
It is because, well, like I said, their music just felt really real at the start, and they were one of the first very marketed self-producing boy groups. Like that's what they were marketed as. And like I know Zico, for example, for Block B made all of the music, but like when BTS first came out, they were marketed to the general public as like they're producing all of their own music. And so that was something that really like took off.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, their music just felt really real, felt very like you could connect to it. And now it just feels like plastic. Like someone like they're just marketing it towards an audience that they know is going
They just want.
to.
It's not them. It just feels
Yeah,
like
I don't think it's them. The company
the
is.
company wants money, and it's all marketing at this point. I will say that I don't know if they're thinking, like, if we're putting our marketing hats on, why haven't y'all done subgroups yet?
Yeah,
I
that
just feel
is.
like that would be really smart if you guys, like, because let's say, oh, all the singers really like, this vibe. And then you have your consumers that are like, but we want more rap. Like, we want the trio, we want them to shine more. It would make sense to make subgroups. I just feel like I would make subgroups at this point, or I don't know,
Yeah, let them go back to
let them
doing what
do
they
what they
want. But
want.
subgroups does make sense, especially the company. I think we mentioned it in a last episode. Is basically a monopoly now. They're like buying out other companies, so it's not like they're in any position to be worried about like if we split the group up and do subgroups, or if they want to do subgroups, it's not going to affect them. And then they've got
Absolutely
their other
not.
boy group TXT, and they're set to debut a girl group at some point soon.
There's just no excuse with how big
Yeah, there's no
BTS is.
risk if they do it either with
Like, they
how
can do
big
it.
BTS is.
No, they're gonna love it. Everyone's gonna love it regardless. Like, that music video, how many views does that hit video have? I'm pulling it up right now. Over 176 million views.
Dang, that is.
That was crazy to me. Speaking of views, just the day and age that we
I'm so
are in, just looking
tired.
at K-pop music videos in general, just looking at the views is crazy to me. It is insane how many views these groups get now.
Yeah.
I can't even I just remember freaking out when groups got 1 million.
Or even 100,000 or broke that.
Yeah.
It's the streaming culture,
Yeah.
and that's one thing that I'm really like tired of. Like what happened to just enjoying the music. Like I know music show wins are important, and music show wins determine pretty much how long the group will survive for, essentially. But there's also the fact that like if a company wasn't able to sustain a group for a certain amount of time or years and fulfill a contract, they wouldn't have debuted them in the first place. So I'm just like, what?
Uh,
Why is the culture for streaming so toxic, honestly?
it's because the internet is just the internet. It's really powerful. Like, we thought it was powerful when we were growing up, literally, but now it is insane. The power of the internet is even more insane. And y'all can have it. I'm just gonna be over here.
Me too. And I'm just gonna listen to music that I like.
And that's it. That's all the music videos I watched. I know a lot of people have things to say about Butter. I know some of my friends really liked it. If you like it, I am so happy for you. But don't bash people that don't like it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean,
And it's music. Everybody has their own
mhm.
music taste. Like literally, if someone doesn't like it, just leave it at that.
You literally gave me an album to listen to, and I told you I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I was like, okay.
I was like, yeah, it's not for me, but I gave it a listen, and it is what it is.
And that was it. And she texted me and she was like, nope, it's not for me. And I was like, okay, that's fair. And
Mhm.
then I went back to work for the day.
And that would go for anything. I mean, well, at least I know your taste better. That's how I feel. That's how I feel when they don't feel something. I'm like, okay, writing it down, putting it in my notebook for the next time. But that's all I've watched. I didn't watch the K drama that's been popping up on my TikTok lately. It looks really good.
It is really good.
Uh,
We're trying to get her to watch Vincenzo.
I'm watching a lot of anime right now, and it's great. I just told Robbie, like, I'm watching a new one, and I cried last night. And I woke up this morning and I watched more episode. And guess what? I cried. I don't want this. I don't want this. I'm reading a bunch of manga. It's great. It's great over here. If you guys want to talk about any of that, let me know. I'll talk about it all day. All day. But I will watch the K drama. It looks really good. It actually
It
looks
is.
really, really good.
It is really good. It's on Netflix. Super easily accessible. I'm super excited for it in general and for other people to watch it. I just I like it so much that I'm like I would sit down and watch that again now that I don't have to wait for another episode to air.
Is there going to be another season? Or
I
was it
don't
just that?
know. Right now it's just that I feel
Did
like
it
they could
end
have.
well? You know how.
Yeah, I mean, it ended in a way that it should have. I don't think there was any other way to do it. So I don't have complaints about the way it ended, but as like a fan that got personally attached to the show, I do have complaints. But that's also just because I feel like they could have gone to like 30 episodes if they wanted or to a season 2. But that's just like me.
I'm sure you're going to get a season 2 with how popular it is.
I'm hoping so, but at the same time, I don't know. With the way that the actors had spoken about it, I feel like more than a season 2, the most likely thing would be like a spin off series in the same world explaining a certain character's like backstory or like a side story, which wouldn't be bad, but I got attached to the like main group of characters, so I'm like, nah, I don't really want that.
Well, I'll let you know once I start. I will. And it'll be
No rush.
whenever one of these seasons ends. It is wild over here in the anime world.
It is no rush. It's all fully completed, and I haven't started any other K dramas because I've got very bad withdrawals. So there's no rush. I do have one thing to throw out that you probably haven't watched yet because I didn't tell you about it. You remember the female singer NS Yoonji? She was
Mm,
super popular like 8 years ago or so, 8 to 6 years ago. You probably remember the music video if I sent it to you.
do you know the name of it or how to
If
spell
you
her name?
if you love me with Jay Park.
I have I watched this?
You've probably watched it. You probably heard it. It's a very recognizable song. But I figured since we started the episode with Juhan, we should end the episode with Juhan. This song was originally done with Jay Park as a feature, and recently, because it's like been a certain number of year anniversary, I think an 8-year anniversary. Recently, she remastered the song and did it with Juhan as a feature.
Wow. I wonder how J Park feels.
Yeah. Duh.
Hey, what the heck?
You can hear it in his voice. Oh my god.
I know he doesn't sound like that, but that's how
I
it
mean,
would sound.
it's close enough. Anyway,
I would be like, hey. I think that's funny. I'll give it a listen.
I'm totally biased, but Juhan did amazing.
You are biased.
I am biased, and
Absolutely biased.
I will 100% admit it. But he did amazing, and he harmonized with her really well, and the timbre of his voice sounded just perfect for the song. I was totally for it.
Oh, she did. Simon was doing a stage with
Yeah,
her.
a special stage for that song with her.
I should have watched this because I was obsessed with Simon.
I know you were.
I hope he's doing great. Ugh,
He
Dalmatian.
still posts pictures on Instagram between
Yeah.
Korea and Japan, and then he's got his huskies question mark. I don't know how many there are, but he posts his dogs sometimes. So I know he's still out there and doing okay. He still exists.
As long as y'all are, you guys are great. Well, that's all I have to say about music videos and stuff. That's it. Do you have anything to add?
Not music video wise. You came with a whole list, and I was like, dang, I wasn't prepared for this. There's been random odd things trending in the K-pop world, though. I don't know if you saw, but Jay B did a VLIVE. Jay B from GOT7 did a VLIVE, and there were literally like porn pictures on the wall behind him.
Who?
JB. And the apology was so.
It was like, yeah, I'll do it again.
I mean, he's working with Jay Park now, so
Come on, y'all. Come on. I'm not even bothered.
A lot of it was it was like straight up porn, Lacey. Like it was vagina shots. I don't know if we have to censor this.
How do you sleep like that? You know, I walk into Kennedy and Camilla's room, and they have like a whole bunch of anime stickers on the wall and stuff. I'm like, how do y'all sleep when they're like staring?
You would walk into our apartment and see all the K-pop posters.
I'm okay with. I don't know. If the comfort of a vagina helps you sleep at night, then I mean.
So yeah, that happened.
He's literally a man.
Well, that's the thing.
He's a
like,
grown up.
That's the thing. A lot of it was like torn between the two. Like I think from what I read, the Korean side of the fans that witnessed it were like upset because of how big prostitution is still in Korea. And so they were like upset about that. And I get it. But then a lot of the American fans were stepping in, and I don't know. It felt like they were overstepping and just like jumping into an issue because they were like, oh my God, this is happening and we gotta say shit.
Well, that's because unfortunately people don't know everything about, like, they just see that and that's that. They don't see a bigger picture. They don't see both sides, and that's just how, unfortunately, that's just how the internet is.
Yeah, and I think that's what happened is it was trending and people took it at face value and they didn't like look into it more. But I mean, there wasn't much to look into. It's just the fact that, like you said, he is a grown man, and it wasn't like these photos had like faces to them, so it can be taken two different ways for sure, and I see where both sides are coming from, but at the same time I'm like, if he hadn't opened his VLive to record right then and there, you would have never known about it. And a lot of people are like laughing it off now, but there's still some that are kind of like butthurt about it. But the apology that was given out was just really funny. It was just like they used the whole artistic expression as like,
oh my God,
the excuse. And I was like, okay. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not upset about it.
Value.
I'm not upset about it. I'm not bothered by it. I'm just looking at this and I'm like, this is the most hilarious thing that I've heard in like 3 months, I think.
We just want to give our artists the freedom for the artistic expressions that they put in their rooms. And
that's pretty much it.
This was just a moment of vulnerability with Jay. And we just want to apologize and say that this was just unprecedented. And we apologize for his actions, and he won't do it again. But obviously, let's be real here. Let's think about this. Let's honestly think about this. If JB has this stuff up on the wall, let's think about all the other
that's the thing that gets me too, is like they made such a big deal because JB got caught, and I'm like, well, one, if he hadn't even started the VLive, you would have never known, and two, literally How many other of your K-pop idols have these sorts of things hanging on the wall?
Including
They're
mine. Including
adults.
mine.
Yeah, including mine too. They're adults.
Like, y'all.
How many of you guys have stuff like that hanging on your wall? And
And if
you're
it's
just
not on your
asking,
wall, you're reading
or
it.
somewhere, or yeah, you're reading it, but that's just as bad. You picked up a copy of 50 Shades of Grey. That's literally the same sort of
I
concept.
mean, I just don't care.
I don't care either. I just thought it was really funny because you were like, "What's happened?" And I was like, "Well, this happened."
If I was JB, I'd do it again. I'd do it again. And guess what? It's still on my wall. I bet it
Yeah,
is.
he
Unless his managers really just went in his room and took it down. But
that'd be weird.
is it that deep still? Is K-pop really that deep like that for them to confiscate things? I don't think so, especially if you're a grown man. Like, wow, you're just gonna take my stuff off my wall? You don't. This is limited edition. You don't know anything. Like, it would be a bigger issue if it was literally like, oh, it was a face of an underage person. Like, that's when it
Or it
becomes,
had a face at all. If it,
yeah,
because I don't think there were faces involved at all, and like it was a VLive. It was just a short clip.
that sucks. Oh well.
So
Yeah,
it's like I think it'd be a bigger issue if there were faces involved, or like you could see who it was specifically, or they were underage, or even if it was in a music video that you're like releasing to the general public.
I would hope people would have better eyes for that stuff. A clear music video. I don't know. Well, you live and you learn, JB. You live and you learn.
All
Do
right.
your V lives outside from now
Yeah, don't
on.
or do it with maybe double check the wall behind you
Or
next time.
maybe get a backdrop. Just get a backdrop. It's
Yeah.
okay.
And then the only other thing really interesting that happened recently that I can think of off the top of my head is GFRIEND, who I'm not really into, but we went through some of their music and like spoke about it before, randomly and mysteriously left their company like out of nowhere.
Huh?
Yeah, it was just a very last minute. They said goodbye to their company Source Music, which is very confusing
That
because they
sucks.
just did another, what's it called? They just did another, I'm a
Comeback?
generation of like their fan club. So now the company has to issue refunds for like the remainder of the fan club like length of time, which
Mm-hmm.
usually lasts a year. They usually start doing it in November, December, January, and then send things out like February, March. So they just like renewed the new generation for their fan club, and so now the company is like, yeah, we'll issue refunds, and then the fan cafe will be open for like this length of time. And they were just like, we're really sorry, this happened out of nowhere, and also this is Source Music's only group in the company.
Oh, there's a story there.
So I'm wondering.
Something's happened and we're not going to know about it until somebody
Yeah.
else says
Well, I don't
something.
know. Yeah, well, I don't know if it was like the girls got tired of the company. There was some sort of rift going on. They weren't being treated well, that sort of thing. We really don't know, and I don't know. You're not gonna know until
Mm-mm.
someone says something, like you said. It's just it happened so strangely and out of nowhere that everybody's like, well, what?
Well, no. I feel like maybe in a couple years, if that, maybe, I don't know. Someone's going to say something, if anything, or someone's going to find out something. Because it doesn't just happen.
Yeah,
That's
no, it doesn't.
literally, that was literally with C Clown,
Yeah,
where Ian literally just left and he
yeah, and
never
then
said anything.
yeah, it'll either come up or it'll never come up. But I guess a lot of the staff too were blindsided. Like there's things going around on Naver, Pan, like those forums like that
Mm-hmm.
of like the Korean fans and like people talking about just like staff didn't know, like it literally just came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very strange. But they've got to issue refunds, and then they're on that app Weverse, and just a bunch of stuff has to be done. And I'm just like, whoa, where did this come from? Especially because they're really popular.
I mean, that album was good.
Yeah, it was. And like, I'm not a huge fan of them, but I always listen to their stuff when it drops. So it's very odd.
Listen,
it's a mystery.
We will leave that up to the girls and whoever. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't even have a conspiracy theory about it. Because if they just left together, then that doesn't even show, like, bullying or anything. It just sounds like the company was just not it.
And I don't even know if they left. I think they just didn't renew their contracts. I think it was time to renew their contracts. And unfortunately, the circumstances of when they do generations for the fan clubs don't coincide with when a group signs their contracts every time. And I think it just happened to be the year when they were meant to renew their contracts, and every single one of them said no. That's what I understand about the situation. It wasn't that they just like got up and left. It was just like all of them decided not to renew, and nobody expected it. And now they have to do a bunch of refunds and things like that. And it's really weird too, because the company doesn't have any other groups under their name, so that's like their main source of income. So I'm wondering what's going to happen to the company.
Good luck. I know y'all are like freaking out.
Yeah, probably. Especially now that they have to give all the money back to fans.
Y'all have nothing right now, so what's about to happen?
So yeah, that's all I have on my end.
All right, I love the tea. I guess we'll see what happens the next time we have a random update. Oh, it's going to be about Monsta X. I know that. Might be a separate episode for that.
Definitely.
And, just a reminder, everyone, don't put all your private stuff out there. You don't have to put it on the wall. You can keep it in your bookmarks.
This is not aimed at anyone directly.
Oh, no. I'm speaking as an expert. Not even that. I read. That's all you need to know. I read, and that's it. And no one will ever know what I read.
Or how much.
Just know. I read a lot of manga, and I watch a lot of anime. But I'm also on the Tumblr street, so if you know, archive of your own, or whatever this heck that site is, AO3, whatever. I'm out there in those streets. It's great. There's talent out there. But you don't have to show everybody everything. Look behind you before you go online.
Make sure you're in a safe spot to record before you record anything.
If you're not near a plant, you might need to move. I don't know. Anyway, like us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Like our episodes. Rate our episodes. You can follow us on Instagram. We don't really do anything on there. We're on Facebook. We will one day, but just not today.
Yeah, not today. But soon, in the future, we will.
We are active on Twitter because I recently called out Choom for just liking one picture from Monsta X. And we don't do that around here. If you're going to like one, you need to like them all.
I was at work and I already liked that one on my account. So
I don't think you're understanding. They're going to be like, oh my God, they only like one member because I went through their likes and they just like this member. So you need to like them all as a collective.
Well, if you ever see anything pop up on your feed and it's only that one member, I was on the account for like 10 seconds. And then
if you see everybody else, you should know that I was on the account.
And that's fine. I have a split second to go to the other account. And I had to make use of it.
She went to the other account and she scrolled past all those pictures to get to one picture and she liked it and then she closed the window. She went to her account.
I did do that the second one. I did the second one.
Or she went to her account, liked the picture, and closed the app. That's worse.
I did the second one.
Listen, guys, I'm doing the hate for you. You don't even have to do it. It's not even hate.
It's just a call out and I'm guilty. And I know I'm guilty.
I just thought it was funny. Because I was like, I didn't like this.
I thought it was really funny too when I opened my personal Twitter later and I saw right at the top of my feed, I can't believe she did this. And I was like, oh, yep, that was
like
me.
She really thought she was like, I wasn't going to see that. Because the moment you talked about it, I was like, oh, let me go back on the account and like
everything,
retweet and interact so we can try to get more followers. I mean, that's usually how you do it. You interact in the post, but I was like, I don't remember liking this.
Yep, it was me.
The like's still there. I didn't touch
I
it.
know.
But yeah, that's it. I guess we'll catch you guys in the next episode. And if you have any like music videos you want us to watch or albums you want us to listen to, let us know. I'm always up for that stuff. I don't know about you.
Yes,
but
definitely pass it along, and maybe it will be thrown into an episode at one point too.
Yeah.
So give us all of the ideas.
Please.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Bye.
I don't either. Bye.